1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Zen Podcast. I'm Zen.
I'm Roman, and
all right,
this is Zen Podcast. Let's get fucking started. We've got
Buddha
a
Bros,
lot
of course.
of
Buddha
shit
Bros.
to talk about.
Buddha Bros episode 4.
Episode 4. We've got a lot to talk about. A whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, I know. It's been a little bit because unfortunately your boy got COVID. So, yeah. Which is the funniest thing to think about in the sense of like at work, statistically speaking, in the kind of industry that I'm in, the construction man's man kind of work, you get a lot of people on the right side, a lot of these conservatives, and I'm a young kid who they see as like a millennial, even though most of the people are millennials too.
Yeah.
That are like, I'm just on the lower end.
A lot of the people that you interact with on a daily basis are millennials. Or,
they just act like they're not. But regardless,
because there's like all the old guys there and shit, and they're trying,
they're chewing their dip in there,
and the old guy is their boss, so they're trying to be in cahoots with their boss, so they get, like a raise or whatever the hell, right? So they can excel in their field in which they're working in, and they're like,
But I also think that's just the way they are, because that is I think the type of people that end up in that field.
It rubs off on you.
It
also rubs off on you, I would say.
Maybe I don't truly think
I started carrying tools in my car when I started working in that type of field.
I guess, yeah, it does make you feel more manly, more man's manly.
Like I literally have a toolbox in my car.
But I say all this to say that basically they look at me as like this, that liberal, like to the point where basically that's like if they're trying to describe me,
Fish's mug.
Yeah, like if they're trying to like describe me, it's like Zen, the liberal, and I'm like, that's supposed to like then be like, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But regardless, to me, it seemed like the only people getting COVID were people on the right. Like even,
but they would wear their masks.
No. But let me tell you why. Because even to the point, of course, the people on the right are going to be the people that are, by what people kind of seem to be arguing about, are going to be the ones that are not wearing their masks, that are saying you're infringing on my rights, that are kind of being unsafe, right? Not only that, the media is so scared right now of the far left because they're the ones that control Twitter that like they kind of have to give them whatever they want. So
it's like, all right, here, fucking take it. Like
what I mean is like they'll say that Trump rallies or whatever are like bad for COVID, but then they'll say that the protests and the George Floyd rallies and stuff, no one's getting COVID from those.
Like, shut the fuck up. Yeah,
which is like
people are getting.
Let's keep it a buck. Like, regardless of, I understand it's for a good cause, so we're gonna push through regardless. Yes. But it is still a risk in a pandemic.
Obviously,
everything is because anything that you do,
it's a large gathering of people.
Yeah,
and regardless, you're gonna be at risk of getting the virus.
Yeah, but to say that on one end, like that the intent of what the gathering's for is gonna stop the virus is.
Biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard in my life is when they were like, when fucking people from the CDC were like, it's the fact that the Trump administration is opening up everything that's giving everybody COVID, but the protests, nobody's getting COVID from the protests. I'm like, you're fucking lying. I'm like,
it's just because they're, and that's how you really see the political things where they're like,
exactly,
okay, those are the people that want to sway these people. They want to keep the peace. They don't want to, It's getting weird where everyone has to kind of censor themselves for the sake of like making sure that people feel safe, because I get it is a thing. So at the end of the day, for me, I'd be like, yo, fuck it. I get it. Like, I get that COVID's an issue, but we're fighting for a bigger thing right now, and I don't care. Fuck y'all though. And that's cool. And go into that. You can agree with that, and you can get to that point. My problem is when they try to make it seem like, no, there's no need for that actually, because it's okay if you do it for COVID. Yeah, I mean, if you do it for protest, for the cause.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, COVID's for the cause, they say.
You have to call yourself on your shit.
You just have to understand what risks you're putting in. Like, you just have to understand that, look, for every decision that you make, there are repercussions for that. They are side effects of whatever you do.
Exactly.
And if you feel that what you're doing is more positive than it is negative for... in the grand scheme of things, they say, look, COVID's fucked up and is doing this and this and this, but so is what's going on now, and it's kind of now or never if we do this. And I honestly think that this is causing more good than harm, which is almost the inverse for what a lot of people have been saying in the other side of the fence, where they're saying, look, we get that there's stuff going on with this virus and it's crazy, but is all the stuff that we're doing with shutting everything down causing more harm than the virus would of itself?
Exactly. And you have to think about it because economic... is it recession? Yes, economic recession can also take lives away.
Take people's lives away. People can change people's livelihoods.
Yeah, people can either get depressed and commit suicide. People can suffer from the economic recession to the point where they are starving and they die, or if they have medical issues other than aside from the virus, they can't afford to go get themselves treated. So economic recession is equally negative,
depending. That's what we have to decide. That's what we have to figure out. What is it? And how do we balance out those scales to actually make things better?
There's a lot of other countries that didn't even close. Japan did not close.
Sweden, I know Sweden
did not close,
but they did have a really high death toll. It's weird to see because I mean everybody's going through these trial periods right now because no one really knows what's going on.
No one knows what the hell's going on. No one knows what the hell is going on. So we're at a point where it's like trial and error. And we just didn't handle it very well.
But I even got a little more off topic to say that basically with that being said, that me being more to the left than anybody else really kind of in my surrounding circle at work, I'm the one that gets COVID.
Yeah.
So, I mean, out of everything that I'm trying to do, everything that we're working towards, at the end of the day, it is what it is, but it's what they want to report, which is kind of how you see a lot of that stuff.
You were asymptomatic.
So that was the thing. I was asymptomatic, which is super, super annoying. Thank goodness, right, that I didn't have any severe symptoms.
Yeah.
But just not knowing, at least when you're sick, you have a gauge of, when the virus is going away. You can kind of be like, okay, I'm feeling this. Okay, you know what? I'm feeling better now. Okay, so now this is probably heading in this direction. You can kind of understand the ebbs and flows of it.
Fine the entire time, and you're like, what the hell do I do?
And I'm just getting tested and just waiting for it to turn negative and waiting and isolating and isolating and isolating and isolating. And
exactly. And that's when you get to a point where you're just really stressed out because you have a lot of shit to do. You have a lot. You weren't working.
Here's the thing: is literally it's weird because everything stops because everything has to, and you don't know why. You do, but
yes, but
basically,
you don't understand why because you didn't face the repercussions of the virus entirely.
But what I mean also is everybody has to be okay with. Hey, by the way, whatever I had going on right now is about to just stop because
you have to drop everything because you have the virus,
and there's nothing you guys can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. It's literally this result says this, and until this changes, this is what it is.
Yeah. That's exactly
and that's what it's going on for everybody, for anything in any position, and it doesn't matter.
Exactly. No matter who you are.
Whether you're the president. Yeah, whether you're the
president or because the president got COVID.
Whether you're Forrest Gump, it doesn't matter who you are.
It doesn't matter who the fuck you are.
It doesn't matter.
If you get it, you have to drop every single thing. You are off the grid indefinitely until you come out negative.
Thank goodness that everyone in our circle that kind of started getting affected by this stuff did only have mild symptoms.
Yeah. But the thing that's crazy about that, because I didn't get it, but mom did, right?
Yeah.
And she said she got sick. She was sick for 2 days. She felt like shit, right? She was like, she didn't want to get out of bed, none of that shit, right? And it was from one day to the next, it was nothing ever happened. The last day that she was sick, getting symptoms, and then from one day to the next, it was nothing ever happened.
And it's weird. It is kind of interesting to see how it
affects different people.
Yeah, which thank goodness that we had the weekend. But that's why it seemed it seems like there's different strains. It is evolving or something because the way that it affects people so dramatically different just kind of is baffling to the degree because it's so much so to where I had nothing and then people are in hospital beds. You know what I mean? That is insane.
So at that point you have to look at it. It's is it as much of a risk or is it not? Because personally I felt no. I'm talking from your point of view, right? You're saying personally I didn't feel much, but there's other people that didn't. There's people that died from it.
Yeah, and you can't. And that's the thing too is it's very difficult to because I'll be talking to people, and when I may talk about it, I may be kind of talking about it nonchalantly. In a sense where it's oh yeah, I had it, and they're like, dang, you had it, you good? And I'm like, yeah, everything was fine. I had no symptoms. Man, I got an uncle in the hospital right now battling, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. You don't realize just how intense it is just on other sides of the fence of other people's lives, and that's why I think it's hard to have that. It's a hard conversation. There's too many. Here's the problem: is there's facts and emotions. There's too many emotions tied to this on both ends. There's emotions of people that are yo, I've had family members die from this shit. And then you have other people that are like, yo, my business has fucking collapsed because of this shit. And so you have people's ties to emotion with health and money. And you have to figure out where to put that, to put your solution in the middle to alleviate issues on both sides.
Exactly, because then those are the two biggest things that people worry about in life, health and money. And with this entire situation, we deal with, it's like killing both, you know?
Yeah,
it's you know, corroding everybody's self-esteem in terms of their health. And then a lot of people aren't financially stable right now anymore because of the fact. And I mean, it doesn't help that we're in the midst of an election season either. That
now you don't even know what is for the greater good or what's for the votes. Like,
exactly. And that's what's crazy. It's like, it's so politicized. It is so politicized because of the fact that, simply because of the fact that we're in the midst of an election season.
Yeah, like on every side too, because the whole thing with this entire election season too was almost really just like a TV show where you see character development, and we, at least on like a lot of the sides of what we see on the internet, what drives the kind of conversation is that Trump is the villain, and like legitimately, like Trump is the villain, and we need to defeat the villain at the end of the movie, which is the election, and we have these heroes that are trying to come in and battle him, and for some reason the hero that we have is not the best hero, but we're all kind of just like, well, hopefully he can, you know what I mean, beat it. He's on the good side, allegedly, of, you know what I mean, like just on, it's all, really, and it's crazy to me. What gets to me a little bit is that we ended up just putting the most politician of that in there, even as a duo, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's a whole, they want the establishment back.
But here's what my thing is.
You and I have talked about this. It's during the Obama administration, it was run by the Democratic establishment, right? Not like, and I'm talking about, because there's a difference between the Democratic establishment and then like somebody like Bernie Sanders, right? Right?
I mean, yeah, go on.
And then
we don't know though, because a lot of the stuff is like, there's two sides to every coin with that too. Like Bernie had his plans for all that stuff, but then you hear about all the different, like, you know, multi-mansions that he has. So it's like, what side do you really stand on? It's
hard. He's like, tax the rich. I'm like, dog, you are the rich, you know?
It's hard to, once you get to that place, have that same authenticity. Now, it seemed like he's always fought the fair fight, and he really seemed like he wanted to make some change, but he also didn't want to, like, get down and dirty when it came to it at the end of the day, like everybody else does, because I think that's what he thinks separates him. But it's not about the down and dirtiness. I think the second they think you're dirty, they think you could be dirty in a manipulative way. But sometimes you just have to be aggressive, and I don't think he was being aggressive.
Well, no, because he dropped out the moment shit got hot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's where I'm like, there's a lot of work to do on that side. But personally, with everything else, I'm just like, okay, we're gonna see the change, right? So we allegedly beat this super villain, right? And now we're supposed to have, so let's just say this is that. The end of the movie's going on, right? It's the end of Avengers, wherever the fuck, and Thanos has fallen. And, you know, we're now supposed to see the world become better because the good guys are running it, right?
But it's not. It's not going to become better.
Well, that's what I want to see now, is I want to see if any of the things that we were actually fighting for, because the whole leading charge of this was not a policy debate, but a social debate. And if it is going to be a social debate, then I want to see if these things are going to be actually changed, if things are going to be different, or if it's just going to be like the same type of thing that we deal with. And at that point, if it is the same, then we'll know, you know what, it's not worth fighting that hard for a side that doesn't actually ultimately do anything for us.
Yeah, and also it's like we're faced with the, I mean, we're really fucked. We're tied up here because it's like, you see someone like Trump. Sure, he's a dick. He's a piece of garbage, whatever you want to say about him, right? But he's being honest. in the worst ways, but he's being honest with
Well,
us.
that's the thing too, is I don't know, man, because he divided people. That was my biggest thing.
Yes, he did.
My biggest thing is that like he played to his base, and the thing is, playing both sides, being the person that unifies everybody is a very political move, and because he's supposed to be the anti-politician, I get why that's appealing, because Biden's already.
Yes, to his supporters, I see. Yes.
But the thing is, all he does is
appeal to his people.
appeal to his
like,
direct people and make
me?
everyone else mad.
Yeah, he's like, you like me? Woohoo! You don't like me? You can fuck off.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? We're gonna see if you like me. If you like me, then we like you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you support. It doesn't matter what you stand for.
Exactly.
The only thing that I need to know is, do you like me?
Yes.
Okay, then we're good.
If not, get the fuck out of here.
And that's a way to run a business, I guess. You want it to be the likable. You want to have the likability. You want to have but that's not necessarily the way to run a country.
Yeah, but
and that's the problem. That it's like we need just something to run this country.
Exactly, but then we're faced with another thing. Is Mr. Joe Biden over here? Is he going to tell us everything that we need to know?
I think that he was bullied into doing a lot of stuff already in the election stuff, and I think he'll be bullied into doing a lot more. Even if it's not, my thing is, to be honest, even if it's not what he necessarily wants to do, if we can make that happen because we have this leverage of, hey, we got you in here, and now listen, you owe us what we need to get things running to justify us putting you in this stupid-ass position.
Yes, but is he going to be bullied into doing the right things?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think that
that's the question.
He's the type that's going to be like, what are they saying? Oh, what are they doing? Oh, I have to do this now.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But we'll see how it goes at the end of the day. I don't know.
There's so much to it. And you know what? You know what sucks even more? You know what do they say about not voting? What do they say about, like, if you don't vote, you can't complain, right? Well, here's the thing. I turned 18 in March.
Yeah.
I am, at that point, when I turn 18, I am affected by the results of this election. Because, for the next 4 years, Joe Biden is going to be the president of the United States, right? Or even if Trump was the president of the United States, I would be affected by this election for the next 4 years. I didn't get to vote. Would you say that I get to complain? Yeah. I mean, I would assume.
I don't know. I mean, yes and no. I mean, it really is, like, weird when you're such at a young age. Is, yes, you become an adult, but, like, none of what you really have to, like...
I get affected in my taxes.
Yes, but you get affected in your taxes even if you're 16.
Yeah.
So it doesn't necessarily matter.
Would you say that's technically a violation of the Constitution, in which it says that there can be no taxation without representation? Would you say?
I don't know, man. With kids shit, it's weird because it's like, even about who is allowed to vote, because they don't even want to let. They can. Here's the thing: is America does this thing. It's like, yo, they want to let the fewest amount of people, I think, vote. I think they truly want, like, the people that they think.
What?
Like, side with what their view of what America should be is to vote.
I mean, that's.
So, I mean, they didn't have women voting. They're like, we don't want to know what the women think. We don't want their opinions on the...
Fuck out of here.
And they're still getting taxed.
Yeah, of course.
And of course...
that's if they're working.
But if they are, and they're like, oh, you want to be bold and you want to start working, bitch, you still getting taxed.
Yeah.
And there was no representation.
You can't vote.
There's no representation of what women wanted in anything, in any offices, even in the voting. So, you know what I mean? Like...
That's a good... I mean, that was a good example. That was a solid example.
Like, they don't necessarily care. They really just want, like, the rich white dudes that kind of fall in line with what they think America should be because they've achieved what the American dream is, and they're like, you guys understand this, only you guys vote, which is why they want to let black people vote, which is why they don't want minorities to vote, which is why they make the rules so difficult and why they make things so, like, a rich white person can be like, hey, I got to take off for this amount of time, I'm gonna take my break from my office and I'm gonna go vote real quick. But if you're, like, having to work a job that you need to survive, and yeah, they make that shit in the middle of the fucking week. Who's going to be able to take off so easily? You know what I mean? Like,
not a lot of people.
Everything is, I think, structured specifically
for a particular group of people. We're not going to say anything or anything.
And that's kind of what it is. They'll say that, but what they really want is what they see in, like, around them represented, and they want those voices.
I agree. I have to agree with you. We're gonna take a break,
Yeah.
and we're gonna gather our thoughts because we got a lot of other shit to talk about. But yeah,
We'll be right back.
yeah.
But we're back. All right.
Holy shit. We still have so much.
Yeah, I'm going to step away from all the political talk for a little bit because that was getting. It almost gets like aggravating to even try to go through.
It's like listening to Alex Jones talk for too long.
Oh God,
it just gets fucking insane.
Ridiculous. That's one thing I did catch up on a lot of those long podcasts I didn't think I was ever going to listen to.
Yeah, you got a lot of that done.
I got a lot of those done, but yeah.
I'm looking at your notes. It just says New York itinerary. Motherfucker. How was that?
Yeah, we did.
We never go because
we did take a
neither one of
trip.
us have any time to do anything. So we never really got to talk about what you did in New York. How was that?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Compare it to the H, bitch.
Compared to the H, going to New York.
Fucking H.
All right.
Dog. Shouts out to the H. Today, when this podcast is being recorded, I don't know when it's going to be released, but today when this podcast is recorded is Small Business Saturday. Go support your local small businesses. Even if it's not Small Business Saturday, still support your small businesses. Support your local businesses. Shouts out to Houston. Fuck New York. Shouts out to Houston.
Shouts out Buzz and Bites.
Shouts out Buzz and Bites.
Shouts out River Oaks Donuts.
Scotty's Stout. Scotty's Schnout. No. Scotty's Stout. Tell them that Roman sent you. It's delicious. This ginger ale is absolutely delicious.
But comparing them, you went off.
Sorry.
Comparing them.
Support your small businesses. Anyway, comparing them. Fuck.
We're good. We're good.
I lost sound for a second. Let me gather my shit. All right.
So it's interesting because the main difference is our public transportation system in Houston fucking sucks.
Oh yeah.
We're too spread out. We're too you need a car. You're not going to be able to just walk from place to place. And the thing about that,
I walked to get coffee one time if you're from Houston, I'm sure you're familiar with I totally fucking forgot what it's called. The area right by the Galleria, but it's like more fancy.
Uptown.
No.
That Uptown shopping center.
Where Sarah works.
I don't know, but the one I know which area you're talking about. It's like Uptown Park.
Uptown Park. Okay, that area. I walked to get coffee from where my friend works, right? And it took me 20 fucking minutes to walk. It was like 0.8 miles. And because of the fact that we do not have any public transportation, we don't have any. We really don't have much places to walk.
No, it's ridiculous. Like, okay, if you're gonna meet
20 minutes to get a cup of coffee.
If you have to meet somewhere with people, you can meet at a place, and then from there you have to go to another place. It's so inconvenient as opposed to let's all meet up at this place and then start going from place to place from here, just walking.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you
can only do that in like Montrose, I think.
Yeah, if you all park, if you find the parking, which sucks to find, and then start walking around a general area that has a lot of stuff. You can do that in the Heights too, but
yeah.
You have areas where you can
very limited. You can do that in the Heights, but it's limited.
Yeah,
it's like a street, one street. And then if you want to go to like other parts of the street, you have to drive to the other part of the street because like you have like the shops in one part of let's talk about 19th Street for a second. You have the shops in one part of 19th Street, which is like the part I guess closer to the freeway or whatever, to 19th Street, right? Which is like I guess this side, and then you have like a fucking hospital, barber shop, bunch of small businesses nobody gives a fuck about. I'm sorry. And then the other places that a lot of people go to, right? And they're on two separate sides of the street, and then you're like, what the hell? If I walk over there, it's gonna take me like 20 to 30 minutes to walk to the other area, in which there's a lot of poppin' stuff, right?
Yeah. So it is even then like that. Like the cool thing about New York, things that I'll compare in the sense that both places I think are great restaurants.
I'm listening.
Like we're both really good on restaurants. They're really good on transportation. They're really good on entertainment. A lot of our entertainment.
We have good entertainment.
It is, but it's not. Like we don't get everything. Even when I see tours, I a lot of times see people skip over Houston, and I think part of that has to do with us as people. Sometimes you either love us or you hate us. I think
we're very aggressive people.
And it's weird because like New York is very aggressive people.
Yeah, but they're in New York.
Yeah, but it's weird though because they're New York, but like
New York.
But now New York rappers are getting shot here in Houston.
I thought that was hilarious. I don't know.
It's not.
Shot, but
Here's the thing:
funny.
is like it scares me because like when I'm walking around New York, when I was walking around Brooklyn and stuff, I had no idea where I was, so I was keeping like my guard up.
That is because.
And when I'm in Houston, I'm walking around like it's fine, and apparently it's not.
Well, Seth, remember that one time he got robbed at a Stripes by my house? He doesn't even live by my house. He lives an hour away from my house. He stopped by a Stripes by my house, and
almost attempted.
Somebody tried to rob him.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You sure, buddy?" He fucking carries a gun.
I mean, it's Texas.
Yeah, open carry. Bella carries a gun.
Oh, she stays strapped. And when I put her, when she goes out and she puts her "we're going out" vest, best believe she got the blicky under.
The motherfucking glizzy under, dog.
Real She said, "Bitch, don't make me pull out my wiener dog on your ass, bitch. Pull this glizzy out."
What? You getting all crazy, dog.
But yeah, it was interesting. Like it was cool to see like all the shopping stuff. Shopping's way better out there than we can ever see here. We have the Galleria, and that's what I feel is like our.
That's it. Literally,
that's like
their
the main
Macy's.
thing.
Their one Macy's. That big fucking 7-story Macy's is probably better than our Galleria.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. And
the Galleria is 3 stories. Like I said, the Macy's is 7 stories. It's like a fucking hotel in there. They have like 4 Louis Vuittons. We have 2. It's just crazy, dude.
Well, I mean, yeah, in the Galleria, but I mean, at least we have, which I think like is a saving grace in a lot of other people. We have Louis Vuitton stores sprinkled all around the city.
Yeah, we have like one in the Woodlands. We have one like we have a few just chilling.
Yeah, they're just chilling around.
Which they do too, but fuck it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So it's cool. I do like that we do have a lot of, in the same sense, a lot of diversity.
Yeah,
and
which is good, right?
Yeah, and we do. It's just like things.
I would definitely say we're
don't move as quickly.
I would probably say we're just as, if not more, diverse than New York.
Well, New York is very diverse because a lot of people go there. Like that was where a lot of people immigrated to. Mm-hmm. So you actually had a lot of people.
But we get a lot of immigrants
there.
too from different places.
Yeah, yeah. But it is a lot of diversity over there. We have more of the Mexican culture down here. Because they're also up north and
they have just
by Canada and shit.
Yeah.
But like their Mexican food's not good.
And
sorry to tell y'all's Mexican food is not good,
dude. That's where you fucked up. Is you trying anything?
I tried a Mexican. I tried to have like I went to a coffee place. Didn't even think about it. Tried to have something called a Mexican mocha.
How did that go?
Shit just seemed like they just put coffee and then put like fucking tahini in there.
That is fucking nasty.
Like it was just spicy.
Jesus.
It was fucking ridiculous. And I opened up and it looked red. Like, did you dead ass just like put Lucas in this shit?
Fucking hot sauce in it.
Just fucking put Lucas and said, "Hey, this is Mexican." They put Lucas on everything.
Right? No,
it was ridiculous.
Like Lucas, dude. Locust.
Locust. Lotus. It was fucking ridiculous. I only drank like half of it and had to throw it away. I was like, I can't.
The fact that you got through half surprises the shit out of me, dude.
The problem was like I just didn't want to go to Starbucks because I just thought, well, I'm in New York. Let me try some of these like small coffee shops. And
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was there in New York like a few years ago, and I went to Starbucks. It was right there. It was like because literally at that point it's a convenience factor. I know support your small businesses, but it's in New York. I mean, yes, but no, right? I was staying at the Crown Plaza in Times Square, and literally the fucking Starbucks was like 2-minute walk away.
There was no other coffee shops that were, because here's the thing. One thing is I did
there was
try
one downstairs, but it sucked ass. It was horrible.
What I would do is like a lot of the times tried to get coffee from maybe one of these little breakfast places, like one of the breakfast carts outside and stuff like that. Like I was in the fucking, what the fuck was I? It was by some water. I don't know. I was over there, Hudson Yards. I was chilling over there by Hudson Yards, and I was trying to get some breakfast, and I was like, okay, they have these croissant sandwiches. Best believe I'll fuck up a croissant sandwich.
Oh yeah.
And I got a coffee too. Dropped a fucking splash of coffee on my Yeezys first thing in the morning. It's like I'm about to start my day.
I bet you were pissed.
I was like, it is what it is at this point. Like literally when I mean, I've gotten those so dirty so many times, and like I just always try to clean them and stuff like that, and then bring them back out because I'm actually gonna wear my shoes. I'm not just gonna like.
You just got some new shoes, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Those are like, I'm so scared that those are gonna get really dirty because
They have a
the
big
white's
fucking
on the top.
white square.
Just a big
It's like
ass
a big
white,
fucking white
fucking
square.
rectangle, basically
And
saying
at the-
"stain me."
at
It's
the
like
part-
it's like a stain runway.
Yeah, and it's literally like it's like where people are like, well, that's debatable. Where people are drawn, like where the attention is drawn, because it's like the big. Where you have human race. By the way, he just got some human races.
The solar red pack.
The solar red pack human races, and it's like the big white square, right? And then it's like words, and it's people are like obviously gonna read. I mean, instinct is words. Let me read them, right?
Yeah, so it's like equality
and unity or something like
some
that.
shit.
Yeah, some cool ass shit, right?
Yeah, the
And-
laces are mad weird on them hoes though. Like it's ridiculous. Like I don't even know how to really tie them. They're more just like socks, and those laces are just for like the design purpose.
Decoration. Like these are not socks. These are shoes. You see the laces.
Yeah, no, it's like I'm just worried I'm gonna get those dirty so fast because I legitimately wear shoes.
That's why I wear these, because if you get them dirty, they already look dirty.
Well, I do that with skate shoes, like anything like a Vans shoes or certain Converse in general, or pretty much anything that I'm a skate Janowskis and stuff like that, like a Nike SB. I will get those dirty because I almost think they're supposed to, and I'll just keep on wearing them dirty because...
Yeah, well, I don't skate as much anymore. So, like, with these, like, I'm more of, like, a runner now. So, with these, I actually run in them is the thing, right? So, like, I don't care if they get dirty. Like, today, it was raining like a motherfucker. It probably still is. And
yeah, it's been, like, on and off. Like, 100% chance, like, all day. Like...
Yeah.
The shit was like a gray Friday yesterday, just
horrible,
dark.
Yeah, it was just dark as shit. And today is the same way. So I was just wearing these, and I'm like, if I get them dirty, I get them dirty. I run in them all the time, so it does not matter. You know?
I'm just glad that, to be honest, that we had like a bright, sunny, like good weathered Thanksgiving at least before they decided to just drop all this rain on us.
Right? It was a really nice Thanksgiving.
That was one thing over there in New York though too, that there was a lot of rain. There was a lot of rain, yeah. Like, I mean, it wasn't like, luckily it wasn't overwhelming, but it was raining, drizzling, glooming like almost all day of the main day that we were there. And so like, it was just kind of like, it was cool because I was just wearing like a windbreaker and stuff.
Are we going back in April?
That's the goal.
We're thinking about going back in April because when I went with my parents and I was younger. And when he went with his wife, and it was just like, we want to go together, right? Because we're brothers. And you're sitting on my stomach, and
I also didn't feel like I had enough time there. I feel like there's a lot more stuff we have to do.
We're hoping to go for at least like 4 days, right? So we're gonna go in April. It's the cheapest part of the year to travel, and it's also probably not raining obnoxiously in New York at the time. Well,
I think the weather would be pretty decent too. Like it won't be too cold.
I want to go to New Hampshire, but we don't have enough time for that shit.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I think
ain't nothing in New Hampshire, dog.
They have really nice like lakes,
ham and stuff. They got ham.
Do they? I didn't even know it was a thing.
I don't know. Hampshire. I don't know. The Shire ham.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't know how it goes, but regardless, we are going to try to go.
We're gonna digress from this conversation.
Yeah, because
we're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, we have to plan. We're going to have to work out these plans because I don't know what ham you trying to get. I'm just trying to get some bread out there. You know what I mean? You feel? But
motherfucker.
Let's go in order of relevance for right now. There's the, and I mean
fuck the Grammys.
No, I'm not even talking about that. Fuck, we'll get into that in a little bit.
That's the most relevant thing right now.
But there's a fight tonight.
Oh!
And by the time this goes out, for sure, it's going to have been already happened. And we're going to know what happened. But let's do a little bit of a pre-talk.
Let's do some predictions.
Everyone, and here's the thing, is just by me seeing how he's looking,
Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. and these
Mike Tyson looks like he's going to fucking demolish Roy Jones. Dude, Mike Tyson looks fucking like ready.
He looks young again.
Popped up in the motherfucking Versace underwear for the face off too, for the weigh-in.
Shit.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think
they're too.
I might be capping, but I think that Jake Paul is fighting too, like opening.
Jake Paul.
I believe so. Let me find this out 100%.
Look this up.
But I'm almost certain. Like I'm almost certain.
All right. Let's see. You don't type fast enough.
Shut up. I'm not Jamie.
Well, you need to get on that level, dog, because...
That's why I want to find someone who does this shit. I ain't got time to be looking stuff up.
I think... I don't know. We'll talk about this later. We don't need to talk about it.
See, yeah, Nate Robinson fight start time. So it is like the pay-per-view schedule. Everyone's talking about it. And the picture that I had seen...
Is that tonight?
The picture that I had seen was with the same backdrop. Was the same backdrop as, like, it said Mike Tyson,
He looks
Roy
rough
Jones.
now.
Huh?
He looks rough now, dog.
Dude, he's like so problematic looking, like problematic in like looks. But dude looks big though.
Yeah.
Like it is a little worrisome.
He looks like he'll fuck someone up for sure.
That's what I'm saying. But I don't know. We'll see how
I didn't even know he was tatted up like that. What the hell?
Yeah, it's wild. I have no, like, to be honest, I actually do not know anything about Jake Paul.
Me neither, except for the fact that he's just a piece of garbage. He just talks a lot of shit.
So like Jake Paul fight on Twitter, and you just keep on seeing all this. And yeah, I definitely think it's
the baddest. Look, we're looking at all these things, like all these sports things, and ESPN says the baddest man on the planet is back. Hashtags Tyson Jones. Whew. What are you thinking? What are you thinking this is going to look like?
I mean, it looks like he's looking for a knockout. By like the way he's coming is he's looking for a knockout. And I'm just curious to see.
All I'm saying is Roy Jones Jr. better wear some fucking earmuffs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Tyson looking hungry for some motherfucking ears tonight.
Dog gonna have him some motherfucking ear soup.
Some ear soup, like
just raw. You know what I'm saying? Just
but he's gonna be like, I bite the motherfucking ears off that wet ass pussy.
Yo, I really want to see Mike Tyson sing WAP. There's some hoes in this house.
There's some hoes in this house.
There's some hoes in this house.
There's some hoes in this
wet ass pussy.
Certified freak. 7 days a week.
Wet ass pussy.
Make that plug in wait.
Bit. But yeah, I mean, we can't. We're gonna come back and talk about how it all planned out. I'm excited to see what the fuck is gonna happen.
Dude, I am excited. We're probably gonna have to film another podcast earlier in the week, dude. Because
I'm saying, like,
we gotta get on this. We gotta hop on this shit quick as fuck because this shit is gonna be insane. I'm probably gonna pay for that. Probably gonna pay to watch that tonight.
If you do, just let me know. I'm gonna slide through because we ain't both gonna pay.
No, you just come to my house and we'll both watch it.
Yeah. So we
can watch it here. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, just pull through here, just that way we don't have to share it, Mom and Daddy.
No, Daddy and I are going to go half and half. Daddy and I were going half and half on this shit, you asshole.
And just be like, hey, we watching it here at the house.
What are you talking about? Like, yeah, I don't know if I can come through, dude.
But yeah, so I'm curious to see what that's going to be like so we can see all that. But let's get into some music stuff. So like, all right.
That is a heavy topic this week. Heavy.
Music
we're gonna have to split this into two film sections here.
Yeah. To be honest, before we start getting really, really, really into music, we're going to take a break.
We're going to take a break because I have to take a piss.
Dog, you've been steady pissing, like steady streaming. I've been
drinking water, dog.
I'll be steady streaming.
Dog, I'm finna.
Goddamn, call you ninja the way you streaming out here, dog.
I'm gonna stream in your fucking face if you don't shut up,
bitch.
Dude.
You better not be trying to threaten me with no R. Kelly shit, but that's some
motherfucking golden shower, dog.
How we're gonna take a break real quick.
Anyway,
and we're back. Okay, so
shit.
There is a lot of stuff in the music sphere
yes,
that we actually one kind of like intertwined thing real quick that I guess will blend in together. Sports and music is something that I had seen a little while ago, and I kind of wanted to dig a little deeper into it.
Is
Sheck Wes,
mm-hmm.
You know, rap star best known for Mo Bamba, you know, I got hoes, is also claiming he's got hoops.
Oh.
So apparently, I don't know like really what his background is in a lot of stuff, but apparently he's up for the NBA draft.
What?
So like, I don't know if he's actually going to get drafted. I don't even know when the NBA draft is, to keep it 100% with you. But how crazy would that crossover be?
That would be insane.
Like if he gets drafted by a team
Usually
and
it's the
he just
other
comes
way.
out to Agahos, you know what I mean?
Usually
Like,
it's the other way around.
yeah.
Like a basketball player will become a rapper, but never have I seen
like the
a
other
rapper become a basketball player.
like an NBA
He's
professional.
tall as shit though. Let's look up how tall he is. Look up how tall he is.
Look it up real quick because it's going to take me longer to type.
Okay.
I think you could have probably got it, and I'll probably look up to see like what the whole thing with it even is. But like,
How tall is Sheck Wes?
yeah. So it says he's an American professional
6'1".
basketball player for Paris Basketball of the LMB Pro B. He is also a rapper, singer-songwriter, and model.
Model for fucking what?
Okay, so I guess they put him into it because he's like really tall and has like that physique, and I think
He's not really
done it.
tall though. Is the thing? He's just he's 6'1".
Well, he's done a lot of
He's 2 inches taller than me. I'm 5'11".
Oh, he's from New York. He's done a lot of like, I think like fashion stuff. Like if you do like an endorsement,
very tall
thing.
with his towering height, which is 185 in centimeters.
Well, because I think
6'1" in inches.
So look, when you see it here, it says his name, and then it says the first thing that it says about him is an American professional basketball player for Paris Basketball of the LNB Pro B.
Okay.
He is also a rapper, singer, songwriter, and model.
So
Wes wrote on Instagram that he had entered the 2020 NBA draft, although he went undrafted. Okay, so it already happened. He did go undrafted.
good.
He didn't get drafted, but
I'm kidding.
like, I guess he really be playing basketball. Like,
Let's look at some highlights. Shall we?
I don't know if do they have highlights?
Probably not, because there probably aren't any. Oh shit! Sheck Wes basketball highlights. No, you had it. Go back.
That's what I thought I was supposed to. Oh,
Sheck Wes basketball highlights.
I thought I had clicked on that shit.
Sheck Wes basketball highlights. Right there.
Okay,
Let's see.
let's see if he really.
Let's see if he really be hooping. Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay. Ooh, ooh,
All right.
ooh,
Okay.
and he. Ooh,
Okay.
ooh, okay. He be out here a little bit. Like I ain't gonna even front. Like
He's got it. Kinda.
my boy. Ooh,
Okay.
I got.
Oh.
Ooh.
He's got hoops, is what he's got.
Yeah, I mean, by this little thing, like it does seem like he.
Yeah.
Me type in Sheck Wes basketball, trying to find some highlights. Right, look, I heard he was declaring for the draft, so we all typed up Sheck Wes basketball to see if he was any good.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Who else came right after he was entering the draft? No, okay.
no way you can play basketball being 6'2".
With the release that slow, it all looks good in an empty gym. Oh damn, so they're out here. That was another thing too, is it had seemed like J. Cole, like what okay. They all say, and I think 2 Chainz talks about this the most, of kind of like all rappers want to be basketball players, all basketball players want to be rappers. Like it always ends up being that way.
Yeah.
And
Makes
like
sense. I mean, I could see that.
Like Drake having like the entire thing, anything he can have, and he gets like a regulation size fucking basketball court in his house. He's a rapper, but he's gonna make sure he has his court as if he's a fucking pro.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
He just loves those pickup games, I guess, and he just gets the real people to come through. And I mean, we see this, and I had seen J. Cole was like really practicing. Supposedly was trying to get into the NBA.
And shit, we have our rappers that are like 2 Chainz even. He's tall as shit, and he was good in high school, and I think
like wasn't he like a professional? Like didn't he like?
He was really good, dude.
Like I'm almost because he talked about it in a Song Hunter recently. I think he was a basketball player first, and then got knocked up in a rap.
And then Quavo is really good. We see him that he's pretty good at basketball.
Yeah, and he's pretty good at football.
Yeah, he would have.
Blueface was like his high school quarterback.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken.
You see, we got a lot of ballers out here, dog.
Who else was playing for the other side of the entertainment field? Of the entertainment world? What?
I was just saying, dog. I don't know. That sounded kind of gay.
Oh yeah, like who was? Imagine we can find out like who experimented when there was in
They were
college.
in high school and college, yeah.
Like who sucked a dick just to see?
Probably Sheck Wes.
And yo, real talk. If you could think of anybody who low key probably sucked a dick, I could have seen Donald Glover low key, sucking a dick to see if he was into it or not, just objectively.
I could see Donald Glover. I could see Machine Gun Kelly.
I could see him. I could almost for some. Nah, part of me wants to say I could see Corday.
No,
but I don't know 100%.
No, I don't think so.
Let me think. Who else could probably be out here sucking
Justin
dick?
Bieber.
I don't know, man. You think Justin Bieber sucked dick on the wall?
No, he's too religious.
True.
Drake. That motherfucker.
Dude, I bet you he sucked one.
At least. He was a fucking actor. He probably sucked Harvey Weinstein's dick.
Dude, definitely before rapping, he probably did for Degrassi.
He's like, but I want to be in a wheelchair for Degrassi. And then Harvey Weinstein's like, suck my cock, you motherfucker. And he's like...
But that was a Canadian show. He didn't even...
He's like, okay.
No, someone was like, oh, you're going to have to suck it, eh? Get that maple syrup out of there, honey.
Get out.
Get out.
Get out to my fucking hotel room. Motherfucker.
But I mean, yeah, it is kind of. Oh well, look, Drake, Quavo, Justin Bieber, and Sheck West all playing basketball.
I'm calling bullshit.
I don't know. They be out here.
I don't think they're all that good. Is the thing. I think I'm a pretty good basketball player.
Do you really think so?
Fuck no.
Exactly. Like there's certain things where I'm like, I know I will out-bowl any of you. Don't even try to touch me with that. I will out-bowl every single one of you. Don't even.
Motherfucker.
I'd out-tennis all you motherfuckers.
I scored a perfect game.
I'll out-tennis all you motherfuckers. You can't even front with me when it comes to tennis. I'm going to swing on your ass.
I have more running stamina than you.
Okay. Ain't no one trying to run against you, dog.
I can run.
That's a race you'll win yourself, dog. Go ahead. Just keep on.
A straight 5 miles at least.
Dog, go ahead and run your 5 miles. Ain't nobody trying to run with you.
Run with me.
I'll be running the city, bitch. I don't got to run. Got me confused.
You fucking suck at tennis. I'm sorry.
I actually don't.
I have to be the one that comes out and says
no. You.
Alicia is better than you.
Watch.
Alicia is better.
Alicia is better. Watch me, little bitch.
Oh, Alicia is better than you. She played.
I bet you right
tennis.
now. I'll beat you right now.
I bike faster than you.
Bitch, I don't know about that. That's not.
We have raced on fucking bikes. I bike so much faster than you.
You don't bike faster than me. Okay. No, you don't bike faster than me. Yes, I can bike faster than you, but then I might just get a little tired quicker.
I can bike faster than you for longer.
I don't know. That's cap. That might be cap.
No, Zen. That is not cap.
That's cap.
It's not cap. I'm sorry. You're wrong.
Anyways, yeah, I thought that was interesting. But one thing that I want to talk about right now is, okay. So for one, let's talk about the new generations of rappers in general. So, I think personally that the new generation of rap and how it's come up is super interesting because it's a lot more experimental. It's like the type of music. It's like you can't really classify it in its bubble. It's so all over the place. There's so many people that are like making different creations, just kind of trying to push the envelope and stuff. And I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
And if you look back early, when you see people like Outkast, you would see Andre 3000 coming out here with some crazy shit, flower pots, woodwind instruments,
really good,
and just lyrical insanity.
Yeah.
And I think that was almost, with the help of also things like Lil Wayne and kind of just a lot of things that made you feel like it was okay to come out of the box, did kind of birth a lot of what's new in the generation. And then stylistically from things like that, from people like Andre, lyrically from people like Wayne, and just a lot of that kind of stuff that now spreads into what things are now.
We had people like Nerd.
Yeah.
Like Pharrell Williams and
all them.
Yeah, and everybody
and
involved in that. And now they were the revolutionaries, and they influenced the people that are now the leaders in our musical society. And Yeah, I definitely agree that that's where it rooted. But now a lot of those people that influenced us are coming out and they're like,
well, so now when I look at like what changed modern rap in a way more stylistic direction of being able to literally do whatever the fuck you want, is Young Thug coming out here wearing a dress, saying whatever he wanted, being wild how he was, but also being so street that like you almost had to take him seriously, doing whatever the fuck and causing all these beefs, but then doing all this kind of craziness. And you're like, okay, now people are out here wearing whatever they want. He was out here wearing dresses. Now people can wear purses and shit. And it's almost like, letting that kind of come into what street is. And you would think that there would be this symbiotic relationship that gets passed down and you kind of grow from there. But recently, in a conversation with T.I. on his podcast, Young Thug, when asked if he would work with Andre 3000 and stuff like that, or all this kind of stuff, just said he wouldn't, for the fact that he feels like, and when he said that really wouldn't be his thing, he was like, but you work with like all the weird people, like you've worked with Elton John and stuff. And what he was basically saying is like Elton John is more of like a fan, an appreciator of what we're doing, of what the new kids are doing. So when he's saying like, oh, I love this song, I love this song, I love this, I feel like this,
Andre 3000,
and he's saying that he thinks that Andre is more like looking down on the newer generation and feels like he needs to be more respected than actually giving love.
Exactly. And I feel like that is because Andre 3000 and people like him, which is, that's very loose.
There's not very many.
There's not very many like him. But people in that category, right, are thinking, you see, we built this. This is something that we built. And now this next generation is just fucking it up.
But is it really? That's the thing.
No, they're not. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say.
But here's the thing, though, is I don't even 100% know if that's the way Andre 3000 feels. I mean, when you see like, I mean, he's linking up with people like Frank Ocean, and I think that that's a good like predecessor of, but maybe that's a little too serious, a little too artistic than like what maybe Young Thug feels that his side of the generation represents, or his side of the fence represents. Because I wouldn't compare Young Thug and Frank Ocean closely, but there is a lot of similarities in the sense of them truly being themselves. Like but you know, the way Frank Ocean does his music is definitely
nowhere near the same.
The same as like what Young Thug does, and I think he thinks that maybe his is a little more outlandish, that his is a little less put together than maybe what Frank's would be, and think that maybe Andre only appreciates the lyrical craft and not the freeness, you know? And I don't know. I don't know if he's had conversations. T.I. was kind of saying that nah, he's not like that. He's like on our side, he's for us and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if maybe Young Thug is like making this kind of stuff up, because like Andre 3000 is definitely like a gem. Like Andre 3000
of course,
has done so much for the genre to help it grow, to help it become more free, and kind of let people like Young Thug come out and be the people that they are. And it's just crazy to think that maybe, I mean, is that a possibility that as much as we see him as free, he may be in the back being like, I don't know about this shit.
It's possible. I would definitely say that it's possible, but because like I said, it's something that they built. It's like they've built up being yourself, and then it's like, well, I'm myself. It's like, well, you're a little bit.
That self is not what we want.
Yeah,
that's a different
like,
kind of self.
It's like, well, then what do you want? Right?
I think all in all, authenticity is number one. Just being, regardless of what you are.
You can be yourself, but are you really being yourself?
Yeah,
no.
To me, it's like you can kind of see when you're like, okay, that shit's kind of real.
Yeah.
That shit feels like it hits different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean,
there's a lot to it. There's really more. We should probably go into this at another time also. But there's like, aside from that, honestly, do you think that some artists, that even if they're being themselves, don't get the credit they deserve?
There's a lot. I mean, because it's also, you can be yourself, and that just might not be.
Because there's artists that are themselves that are really fucking good, and then they pop off. They're very successful, but they still don't get the credit they deserve. Like The Weeknd.
So here's the thing about The Weeknd.
Let's go into that.
Let's go into this whole thing. So this year has been a really weird year musically because of COVID. I think it's almost been a hard judge to see what's really really, really grasping people's attention because we're not out in clubs, we're not out in festivals, we're not out. You're not seeing who's selling the most tickets on tour. You're not seeing who's who's being played at the club the most. You're not seeing like what's really running the streets musically this year because everything's just locked down. So it's whatever anybody's listening to, whatever maybe might be popping off on the internet as far as maybe a video or something.
Yeah.
It's numbers basically. Now, with that being said, I think that there's one thing where people a lot of times feel, so the Grammy season all the Grammy nominations and stuff just got announced. And let's actually pop up some of those nominations right here so we can kind of be on the same page.
Let's see.
Like,
because
for
the
big
reason we're
ones.
going into this, for those of you that don't know, is that we see that the new album that, well, I wouldn't consider it new as much anymore, but the album that The Weeknd released this year was a great album. Would you say that, Zen? Would you say that it was a great album?
Yeah, no, insane. I mean, now let's keep it like 100. I am a big fan of The Weeknd, so for me, it's going to be...
No, but even me not being a humongous fan, I thought it was a great album. I thought it was an amazing album. But his biggest song, Blinding Lights, didn't even get nominated for
anything.
None of the Grammy categories.
All right, so I want to break down just in general. So the amount of time, let's just look up. Okay. Just in general,
how long was
Blinding Lights on the Billboard charts?
Yes. How long was Blinding Lights #1? Perfect.
So, it's officially been 28 weeks, 7 months, aka a pandemic eternity, since the Weeknd song took over TikTok, radio waves, and the Billboard Hot 100, earning it the record for the most weeks in the Hot 100's coveted top 5. Okay?
Oh.
So it was chilling at the top 5 for that long. Like, even okay.
It broke records.
Here's the thing about it too, is that I think that the Grammys feel like everyone always looks at them and says, well, you only pick the people that have the top numbers. You won't ever look past the numbers.
We see that.
And now we're like, okay, dog, but this one's one of the ones where you should have picked the top numbers because not only it was top, the numbers were top for a reason because it made a cultural impact. It was.
I'm not, and you know this, I'm not huge into popular music, right?
Yeah.
And I loved that song. That song was one of my favorite songs of the year. I was jamming it like at least twice a day. It was great. And it's just, it broke my heart to hear that he didn't even get nominated.
Yeah, so let's
look.
I'm just curious on how the fuck there needs to be such an easier way to find just the fucking list. I just want to know the list. It's not that hard.
There you go. See the list. Okay.
So, record of the year. Beyonce's Black Parade, Black Pumas, Colors, Rockstar, DaBaby featuring Roddy Ricch, Say So, Doja Cat, Everything I Wanted, Billie Eilish, Don't Stop Now, Dua Lipa, Circles, Post Malone, Savage, Megan Thee Stallion. So, I mean, look, here's my thing that's getting to me to this point too, is even category, because the Weeknd's like album definitely fit in a lot of places. Okay, it fit in a lot of places that it could have been mentioned with just a lot. Okay,
yeah.
If you put Dua Lipa in a category, you have to be able to put The Weeknd in that same category, whether it's pop or dance or funk, because
doesn't matter what it is.
Because her album closely resembles the feeling and style of what The Weeknd's did, in my opinion, because I remember thinking like, damn, we're hitting this wave and resurgence of this type of pop.
Exactly.
Or this type of dance or this type of R&B. So if you can put Dua Lipa in there, then you should be able to put The Weeknd in there, both for record of the year and for album of the year. So the fact that Dua Lipa's in both of those.
Read out the album of the year playlist too.
Now, I haven't been listening to this Black Pumas thing, so I don't know what that is. So I know everything on here except for that. And so to me, we could have just replaced that with The Weeknd in everything. But also, I I get why Post Malone Circle's on there. I could do without that. And
it's a good. You have to give him credit.
It's
credit
good.
where credit's due. Not as good as The Weeknd's album, but
I just love that Everything I Ever Wanted song. So I want to replace that, but I kind of can't. And the Baby's Rockstar
that was
just a smash that made that. It literally changed. Literally, everyone was talking shit about that record, like that album. Mm-hmm. And then that song blew the fuck up, and then no one can talk shit about it anymore. It's literally the ultimate way to get people to stop talking shit about your album is make one of them a hit. And like one song a hit, and then you can't deny the rest of the album after that because like, well, he has that fucking insane glaring hit from there. So
yeah.
So I mean, that's record of the year. Okay, album of the year. You had Columbo. I think that's the way you pronounce it. Janae Aiko. Love that fucking record. It is insane. Okay,
I haven't listened to it.
It's fucking ridiculous. And the deluxe 2,
I listen to a lot of this shit. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh God, it's so fucking good.
I listen to Post Malone.
So fucking good.
I listen to Megan Thee Stallion. You forced me to listen to The Baby.
Yeah,
I didn't listen to any of the other ones. Even Beyonce, I don't care for her that much. I mean, I know.
So that Black Puma's self-titled deluxe edition is up for album of the year.
He didn't even get fucking nominated for Song of the Year.
That's what I'm saying.
Go to the Song of the Year list. I see Song of the Year. That's what triggered me. Go down to the Song of the Year.
Hold on.
list.
So now Post Malone's Hollywood's Bleeding. I'm just gonna list the ones that I fucking know. Taylor Swift's Folklore, and then Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia. Those are up for album of the year. Okay, Song of the Year. You have that Beyonce Black Parade song. You have The Box, Roddy Ricch.
That's probably gonna be a winner, dude.
Yeah, I guess there's another Beyonce song on there. Cardigan. That's oh, never mind. Wrong Cardigan. I saw Cardigan and thought it was Don Toliver. I'm like, oh shit, Don Toliver. That's a Taylor Swift song. Circles by Post Malone. Don't Start Now, Dua Lipa. Everything I Wanted, Billie Eilish. I Can't Breathe, Her.
Ooh.
If the World Was Ending, JP Sax featuring Julia Michaels.
Okay.
So
these are all three categories.
And these are all things that The Weeknd should have been in every single one of these categories.
Right?
Literally, he should have been in every single one of these categories.
Okay, keep going down. Let's see.
Okay, Best New Artist, he does not need to be in this category.
No. Best Pop Solo Performance?
I mean, Megan Thee Stallion. Noah Cyrus is still Best New Artist. She's been fucking like doing shit. She's just starting to pop off. D Smoke's kind of cool because he's the one that came off of that Rhythm and Flow like show. You know, the one that Cardi B, T.I., and Chance the Rapper judging these new artists that came around. It was a Netflix show.
Might have been. No.
It was a Netflix show, and it was basically like rap American Idol kind of. But with them as judges, and D Smoke was like the person who came out of there, and he's actually been collaborating with a lot of people, and he's been getting pretty popular. So it's kind of cool that he's actually made it from that show onto the Grammys Best New Artist. So that's interesting. Doja Cat,
right?
Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion's going to take this one. I'm almost certain.
Best New Artist.
Best New Artist. I think she's going to get it.
I mean, it would be a fucking robbery if she didn't.
I don't know. I mean, maybe people think. I mean, I don't even know if she should be considered a new artist anymore. But
no, dude, I mean,
she just came out with her debut album, though. So technically, I mean, all the other ones are technically tape.
She's still considered a new artist. She's just popping off.
She's just been popping for like a few years now, though.
Yeah.
Best Pop Solo Performance: Yummy, Justin Bieber; Say So, Doja Cat; Everything I Wanted, Billie Eilish; Don't Start Now, Dua Lipa; Watermelon Sugar, Harry Styles;
I think
Cardigan, Taylor Swift. I think Watermelon Sugar is gonna get it. I think Say So deserves it.
Yes, I agree. Either Say So or Everything I Wanted it deserves it. Watermelon Sugar is definitely going to take it home.
Yeah. Best Pop Duo Group Performance.
Don't really care about this one.
Yeah, I don't even care about. Yeah.
BTS is on here. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, I'm sorry. I think we're done. Best Pop Vocal Album, actually. The Weeknd definitely could have been put on this one.
He definitely should have been on this. He should have been on the Best Rock Performance. He should have been Best Rock Album. He should have been Best Alternative Music Album. He definitely should have been Best R&B Performance for any of his fucking late night show performances that he actually like demolished. And he also should have been Best R&B Song, Best Progressive R&B. If you have Janae Aiko and Chloe and Halle,
and
Free
Thundercat.
Nationals, and Thundercat, you could throw The Weeknd in here. Fucking give him the Best Rap Performance. I don't give a fuck.
No, I don't know about that.
Give him best melodic rap performance.
Nah, well.
Give him best rap album.
No,
That would be such a snub. That'd be
No.
so much worse. If he got best rap album, he may
the
as well have
fucking
just been
internet
given
would
nothing.
go insane.
He needs best country solo performance. Fuck
Shut
it.
the fuck up.
He's getting all of them. All right, he fucking deserves
Best
Latin pop or urban album. I'm actually so glad that Bad Bunny got this nomination, and he's gonna take it home, and he better take it home, and nobody
If he
else.
doesn't take it home, then who the fuck will? I mean, Ricky Martin, get the fuck out of here.
But yeah, no, he needs to be on this too. Did you hear that song he did with Miluma?
No.
I'm gonna show you afterwards. So fucking good. But we're gonna end it at that. The Weeknd needs to be on every single one of these
Bring
motherfucking.
justice to these motherfucking artists that deserve shit. They're getting fucking robbed by the people in the fucking.
And they don't even be knowing what's up, but we know what's up. So, thanks for listening today,
Thank you for listening today.
and we're gonna be back soon.
We'll be back next week.
Bow, 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 bow. We out.
We're out of here.